Ladies and gentlemen, this is the finals of the TNA X Division Championship Tournament. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Detroit, Michigan, representing the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley.
You know, you brought up the question in your X Factors about these two guys and how they would work together and the warning that Mick Foley gave. I really don't even think that was necessary, because when you're talking about the X Division Championship on the line, eventually you go past that friendship stage.
And his opponent, also from Detroit, Michigan, also representing the Motor City Machine Guns, Chris Sabin.
You know, at first thought I would agree with you, but then, Don, take into account everything that we've seen over the course of the past several months involving the Motor City Machine Guns. The all-out cockiness of Alex Shelley, the way that he has treated Mick Foley, the executive shareholder, as we see actually cheering his opponent in this match.
Well, I expect that. I mean, these guys are best friends. And I'll tell you something, though, the big question that I've always wondered about these two, and we watch them together, and they are something special. I mean, these guys have such a continuity when they work together as the Guns that it is impressive. Again, you mentioned about their cocky side and their disrespectful side, but I've always wondered, in a one-on-one matchup, who would be the better of the two? Tonight, we're going to find out. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, who knows each other better than these two guys do?
Boy, they know each other inside out. No question about that. And I think you're going to have to vary your offense here. You're going to have to come up with some moves that's going to keep your opponent off guard, surprise the opposition. At the same time, I mean, Don, they have a set pattern, the way that they wrestle. Possibly it's the way that you defend moves that you're already familiar with that will prove to be the difference.
I still think there's going to be a situation in this matchup when one guy hits the other guy with a little bit of extra oomph, with a little bit of extra force that the other one perceives as maybe playing a little dirty. And it's just what competition does. It doesn't mean they can't leave the ring friends, but I'll tell you something. I think you're going to see a point in this matchup where you're going to realize it's all about the X Division title.
When it comes to that X Division title, you talk about Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Sabin's been there before. Multi-time X Division champion. At the same time, you almost have to take a double look at the records. The fact that Alex Shelley has never been X Division champion.
Well, you know what? I've always put that moniker on the guru, Sanjay Dutt, but when you think about it now, Alex Shelley, another one of those great X Division type competitors that's never held that belt. Chris Sabin's held it 4 times, I believe. I believe he's going for number 5 tonight, if I can just recall right. But Alex Shelley, and that's another thing. What a motivation is that going to be for Alex Shelley? Trying to capture that belt for the first time. And on Chris Sabin's side, he feels like he's somebody that owns that belt, that has ownership of it. He wants to bring it home again.
Early stages of this one-on-one matchup, you see Shelley working on the leg, working on the knee of his Guns tag team partner, Chris Sabin. Sabin not about to tap, quickly rolls over and then goes back. He's got the body scissors applied at the same time, cranking on the neck with that chin lock.
But every time, though, you can realize, though, Alex Shelley knows a quick counter to get out of the situation. Chris Sabin knows a quick counter. You're going to have to catch somebody by surprise. You're going to have to basically rattle their cage to where they're not thinking straight, to where you can get them and do things to them that they're not able to respond as quickly as they are right now.
Kind of what I anticipated when I thought about this match. Pre-Genesis, sort of a wrestling lesson here from both Shelley and Sabin. Put yourself in the position of the crowd here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Who do you root for? Which one of the Guns?
Well, I mean, even though they're just so brash and they just can just make you so mad with their attitude, you're always impressed with their in-ring work. I mean, I just think these are two of the best competitors in wrestling today. They really are special to watch. And to be able to see them take each other on, I mean, this is perfect. But you know what? It's just still one of those things where you don't know who to pull for. I mean, they're both cocky, they're both arrogant. Who do you side with? Do you want to see the guy get it for the first time, or do you want to see a guy do something in the X Division that, I don't know who's held that belt 5 times?
Wow, check out the reaction here around the ringside area, Don, as you see what you just talked about seconds ago. Love him, hate him, and I'm sure you're probably more towards the hate him side. At the same time, you've got to appreciate the in-ring ability of these two, and you saw it, many of the fans around the ringside area stepping up to their feet here with a standing ovation for the opening minutes of this match.
Hey, I'm sure when you were their age, 23, 24, 25, you were pretty brash too and pretty cocky yourself. And
I think it goes with the territory.
It does, and especially when you're put in a high-profile life like these guys are, and they're always trying to prove that they're as good as somebody else. And I mean, it's one of those things where I just can't hate these guys. They're just so good in the ring. You know, I mean, there are times when you want to see them get their comeuppance, as they say, but they're just so fun to watch, and when they work together, it's incredible. And look at this. Chris Sabin just follows them right to those ropes.
This may be that one of those early exchanges that you talked about. Getting a little feisty here when it comes to the punches, the forearm shots, and the kicks. That kick was right on the money to the midsection, and then a drop kick caught him right in the top of the head.
I'll tell you what, he didn't quite get him with the full extension as Alex Shelley was just far enough away where it was more of a glancing blow, but that's the kind of shot I'm talking about. If he'd have hit that a little sharper, a little fresher, he could have just rocked Alex Shelley and put him into La La Land, and that's how you can take over in a situation like this.
Now check this out. Got the arm seized at the same time he drops down. He's got Shelley in a position here where about his only escape is going to be to extend the leg and make contact with that bottom rope.
This is a situation here where Chris Sabin's trying to beat Alex Shelley at his own game. Alex Shelley's such a good mat wrestler. Alex Shelley has so many unique moves, and Chris Sabin's showing Alex, his partner and his friend, hey, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve you don't even know about.
It's always been, when I think about the Motor City Machine Guns, I think about Sabin and his high-risk top rope moves, and at the same time, the mat wrestler that Alex Shelley is with the various unique submissions and the like. And you're right, Sabin, here in the early stages, trying to beat him in his own game.
I'll tell you what, though, if these guys can hit the cradle shocker, if they can hit the sliced bread, they can end it in a hurry. Oh, nice shot by Alex Shelley. I'll tell you what, he didn't hold back there. Shelley going over. Chris Sabin beats him to it. Now Sabin's suicide dive right through the ropes, crashes into Alex Shelley, knocks him right into the announce table.
That was a case where obviously they know each other so well, what we've been talking about from the opening bell. But at the same time, because of the quickness of Chris Sabin, Shelley just didn't have that opportunity to react and move out of the way.
What was the word Mick Foley used? He said, if I see a level of suctitude. Well, I think that has been proven that's not going to be the case. And that's why you got to like these guys. They are competitors. They've taken this serious from the moment they got there. Their goal was to make sure one of the two would bring that belt home. That's going to happen. That's a reality. Now you see the competitive nature of these guys.
No question about it. I don't think we're going to be using the word suctitude here, and I don't think we're going to be thinking about Kazmaier and Oz from '92 like Mick Foley referenced on Impact.
Whoa!
Oh, man, did you see that?
Are you kidding me? Is there any chance? That was unbelievable, and he had Sabin in an unbelievable predicament, and he does the somersault. The crowd loves what they just saw.
Yeah, I know what you wanted to do. You wanted to call for the replay. Don West playing director out here at the broadcast table.
Sorry, Keith.
That was a hell of a move. He apologizes to Keith Mitchell, but boy, that was a great shot.
Oh, you had to see that again for people to understand the difficulty factor. I mean, if we're throwing up signs, you're getting 9-8s, 9-7s, 9-5s. Russian judge, I think, is even going to give him a 9-8 on that.
And trust me, Keith Mitchell, David Sahadi, they can do their job out in the truck just fine without your help, buddy.
That's for sure. Oh, yeah. I guess those guys aren't buying me a beer after work now. Oh,
nope, but it looks like I got my first 2 rounds taken care of.
I'll tell you what, though, this is just a fun matchup. This is what you thought it was going to be for the X Division title. And right now, Alex Shelley, after that high-impact move that you got to see, has taken control. He knows he's in a situation. But one thing about Chris Sabin, wait a minute, 1, 2, not enough. One thing about Chris Sabin, though, the longer you let him stay alive out there, the cobwebs are going to clear. And I mean, that guy, we've always talked about him. From the first day we saw him, we saw a potential like nobody else.
Now check this out, submission hold, sort of a modified abdominal stretch, a variation of that classic move that dates back some 50-plus years in professional wrestling. And Sabin at this point, he just doesn't really have anywhere to go. Check out the ring positioning, dead center in the middle.
Well, that's what Alex Shelley's trying to do, is just stretch him out and just cause pain. But look at what Sabin, putting the point of that elbow right there above the knee, right there in that part, the Charlie horse area, just putting that elbow there. And I'll tell you what, though, Alex Shelley spun around and hit him with an elbow. Oh, he was going for the sliced bread, but he couldn't hit it. Here we go.
Up to the shoulders, attempt here, possibly at that cradle shock, but you can see that Shelley was able to fight it off, elevate him over, and Sabin goes down face first into the mat.
He landed right on his nose, and I'll tell you what, nice kick by Chris Sabin. Timed it perfectly. I didn't think he played a little possum there. He waited, he knew Alex Shelley was going to go for the kill, and he caught him right in the middle, and that leg, that time, it was flush in the mouth.
You know, if you've been watching this match from the opening bell, I've seen the strategy of Alex Shelley working on the neck of Chris Sabin. And I think that possibly there was something to that working on the neck of Sabin that prevented him from putting him away with the cradle shock.
I'll tell you what, though, these guys have not used any dirty tactics. I mean, this has been a by-the-book match from these two. So obviously they have respect for each other. They don't have respect for anybody else, but they do have a respect for each other, that the best man's going to win this matchup. I mean, you can just feel the shot. Oh, Sabin just caught him hard, and now Shelley's trading him with him.
I think you can talk to me all night long about mutual respect. We see that inverted atomic drop, clothesline misses, and then a kick right into the knee of Shelley. I still, Don, really believe that there's no way after you have a match like this, the high-stakes match with the X Division title on the line, the high impact with the clothesline first, and then the shot in the corner. I don't think that you still are just tag team partners on the same page following this match.
I agree. A match like this will change you. I'll tell you the good thing about this match, though, it's making us forget the Rhino situation. I mean, you saw Jim Cornette still not getting any answers. What a DDT! That's it!
Pin, 2, and
oh,
no! Sabin almost did it again and became X Division champ.
Whoa, was that instinct? I mean, that was just hearing the cadence of the count and knowing that 3 was coming, and that was a split second. But I was mentioning that this match is so incredible. We got to see a replay of this. Watch this DDT. That's how you put it down. That should have ended it. Alex Shelley just showing unbelievable intestinal fortitude and hanging through that, Mike.
Boy, that was poetry in motion. Spiked his opponent, dropped him right on his head. Here he goes. Waits, springboard up, right into the arm bar.
Oh, here he goes. Now he's got the crossface applied. Pulling back with everything he's got.
All the pressure applied. We talked about it earlier. The fact that he's been working on the head, working on the neck of Sabin, and now quickly rolls over. And I thought he was going to go for the pin. Instead, back up to their feet. Double underhook. Sabin tries to counter and does, and he goes behind.
I mean, these guys are putting on a clinic right now. I'll tell you what, this invokes those X Division memories of Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles in the early days. I mean, this is what this needed. I mean, this was a great idea on this tournament, as Alex Shelley just put Sabin's face in that turnbuckle hard.
That is known as a sudden stop. Face first, right into the corner, and now Shelley feeding off the crowd, and he can sense that he's got Sabin rocked here. What's he going to do to try and put him away?
I mean, he was nonchalant about it, but he was thinking about, no, wait a minute. Oh, Chris Sabin turned it around that quickly, and look at him go right back after Shelley. Oh my gosh, he can break his neck. 2. Again, he kicks out at the last second. Oh, man, a vicious shot.
Bridging Tiger-style suplex that time, and he almost had him beat. What a competitive match this is for the X Division Championship.
I mean, just watching that, hearing that thud, I mean, that'll show you right there. That might be the kind of thing, if I'm Alex Shelley, I'm thinking, whoa, wait a minute. That was a little risky. And look at him just trying to paintbrush him, but Chris Sabin spins that kick on the gut and then hits him on the side of the head.
That one really drilled him, and here goes Sabin off the ropes, and he gets caught with the clothesline, turned him inside out, elevated up. Here he goes.
Here we go.
Pin him.
1, 2. Oh, not enough. Alex Shelley wanting to get that first belt. Chris Sabin saying he wants another one.
Frustration on the face of Alex Shelley, mirrored by many in the crowd here at ringside who came up to their feet in anticipation of what they thought was going to be the 3 count that would crown Alex Shelley as the new X Division champion. Back out to the apron, and now making his way slower than usual. And that's just because this match has gone so long up to the top. That enables Sabin to follow up. You see the chops while Shelley is up there on the top rope, and Sabin going to position the legs of his opponent and Gunn's tag team partner so that he can go up to the top for a potential move. And Sabin from the top tries to snap it off, but you see the Hurricane Rana has no effect because Shelley hooked that top steel cable.
Shelley just power slams him down and power bombs him down, and here he goes. Gonna try to maybe hit that frog splash. Finish Chris Sabin off here. He wants to feel the effect. He wants to remember the moment, but doing that took too long, and Sabin got the knees up in time.
Now Shelley in trouble, and let's see if Sabin can use those knees to put him away and become X Division champion again. Shelley down, Sabin first up to his feet. Here goes Chris up to the top. Again, slower than normal. And will that enable Shelley? Yes, to sidestep him and drive him right down to the canvas. Here comes Shelley, much quicker this time up to the top, and frog splash to the back.
Well, here he goes. He's not done yet. He's rolled him over. Now he wants to hit the frog splash to the front. Double whammy on him. Here he goes again, and he hits it this time. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh my God! Chris Sabin kicked out at the last split second. I just thought it was over.
Wow, what a match this has been. The finals of the X Division tournament. The two members of the Motor City Machine Guns, Shelley and Sabin. You're damn right, it's awesome.
Crowd appreciating it. I mean, this is one of those, whoever's hand gets raised deserves it. Period, end of story. Oh, I love how these guys just know each other so well, even at this point in the match after being out there for, what? A clothesline! Talk about taking your head off!
That was
it.
Decapitation clothesline. Cradle shock. He's got him hooked and plants him. Here it is.
1, 2. You have got to be kidding.
He barely, and brother, I mean barely got the shoulder up.
That's one of those, I think, where when Alex Shelley was in it, he had planned on being in it, and he just somehow was mentally strong to take the shot, and instead of being shocked by it, pardon the pun, he was able to just wait it out, and I mean, it was barely, but impressive.
Shelley positioned on top, straddling that top rope, and Sabin's going to take him up. Wait a minute, cradle shock from the middle rope. Well, Shelley fighting it off at the elbows.
He's not getting away from that, and what a kick! I mean, that he was still able to get that extension from this point. Pulling Sabin down, he wants to slice bread.
Super kick rocked him. Will the sliced bread put him away?
1, 2, oh my God! You can't, I mean, everything they've done, you can't even be surprised by it now.
Everything,
these guys are incredible.
Everything but a 3 count.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Crowd knows they're watching something special, folks. I'll tell you, this is what we needed, Mike, to get our mind off the Rhino situation. And of course, the situation with the Women's Championship not being done tonight. This is what it's all about here. This is competition. This is professional wrestling.
Boy, almost feeling like that resurgence in the X Division picture here. Here comes Sliced Bread again, but he lands on his feet as Sabin was able to shrug him off, but as Shelley is favoring his leg, favoring the knee, favoring the ankle.
Oh, he's trying to pull the shoe off right now, and I think Chris Sabin realizes it, that his friend, I mean, just the way he frenetically went after the foot and trying to get the thing loosened up. The referee now coming over, Chris Sabin. Wait a minute!
What?
1, 2, he tricked him! He tricked his partner!
Ladies and gentlemen, the new TNA X Division champion, Alex Shelley!
I told you, Mike! I told you! One of them was gonna just cross the line. I mean, it was all about the belt in the end.
Historic moment here at Genesis. Alex Shelley becomes TNA X Division champion for the very first time by defeating his longtime Motor City Machine Guns tag team partner Chris Sabin. And it was a hell of a match, there's no denying that.
Buddy, that's the price of admission right there. We got to show you a replay package of some of the high spots. And here we go. This was the beginning of this matchup. You started feeling it right there. You knew something special was happening. And then you saw the suicide dive. You saw the innovation by Alex Shelley in that situation, and the ferocious DDT by Sabin.
Check out that suplex with the double underhook, and then the frog splashes, 2 of them, both sides, and this feigning of the injury by Shelley enables him to roll Sabin up, and yes, gain the 3 count, and in the process, he becomes X Division champ.
Well, I'll tell you what, you had to do whatever it took, but now both these guys, Chris Sabin, looking at each other out of respect.
Gonna try and stay on top of that Rhino situation. send it to the back. JB with Jim Cornette.